It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly. That Business Show gives a voice to Tampa Bay's entrepreneurial community and highlights our community leaders, aiming to inspire and educate our listeners. Become a part of the entrepreneurial movement today by becoming a member of the Tampa Bay Business Owners and get your brand on air today. Visit TampaBayRadio.com for more information. All shows available on demand. Now, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and thanks for starting the week with That Business Show. Now, Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Kelly Wilson joined the program about a little over a month ago, doing a great job, so we welcome Kelly this morning. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy cold Monday in Tampa.
It is quite cold out there, although it's not too cold to me. I grew up in West Virginia, but it's always funny when it gets cold down here because it makes front page news, and this is nothing more than a normal day where I grew up in West Virginia. So.
It's cold.
Yeah,
when I had to turn the heat on this morning.
Turn the heat on already?
It was like 58 in my house. That's cold.
I grew up in a household where my father would not turn the heat on unless it got to like 20 degrees inside the house. My father was big on saving every last little cent. Even when he was in the car, the air conditioner, he wouldn't turn on the air conditioner because of that little bit of extra gas that would have burned and whatnot. And so, yeah, I grew up in a household that was very conservative with regards to the cost spent by the family.
I can't even imagine it being 20 degrees in a home.
My dad's argument was grab another blanket. I heard that all the time.
That's a good one. Sometimes I think I forget I grew up in Indianapolis because I've been in Tampa now 20-some years. I think I forget. I could not handle the cold weather anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to warm up to in the 60s today, I believe, so it'll be a little bit warmer for you.
That's still too cold. You know, it's funny. Yesterday we had the big our Aga Khan Foundation event that we did. We were MCs for that, which was a lot of fun.
Yes, and you were complaining about the cold yesterday too, and it was a very nice day, I believe.
Well, it was nice, but it was chilly. But I am surprised nobody made any comments because in the photos I have this big sweater on, plus a T-shirt, plus gloves. I'm just surprised nobody joked with us in regards to it being Tampa and I had gloves on.
That is how we spent our Sunday as MCs for the Aga Khan Foundation walk over at the Waterworks Park. Mayor Buckhorn was in attendance, and it was very well attended and just part of the Aga Khan Foundation, which helps to fight poverty across the world. So we were very honored to be invited to MC the event. A little funny moment as the children were coming out. They had a part in the program where children came out were representing the different countries, and they were wearing their different garbs, and I was asking each one their name and their country they're from, and so one little boy came out and I asked him what his name was, and he said Donald Trump.
It was so unexpected too.
And I said, really? And he said a few things, and I asked him again, what's your name? Donald Trump. So he doubled down in front of an Indian crowd nonetheless, but what can you do? He was
all
about
the
5 or
answers
6
were
years
Pakistan and
they're all,
Syria and all these different countries, and he says Donald Trump. That was unexpected.
It brought the crowd to life, let's put it that way, nonetheless. So.
It was funny. So it's Thanksgiving this week.
Absolutely. It'll be a short week for us. We'll be here live Monday through Wednesday with replays on Thursday and Friday. So we looking forward to the short week. Always nice to have some extra time off. So good show planned for us today. On the second part of today's program, we'll be talking to Cheryl Pullins. She is a TEDx speaker and iconic brand strategist, and also a returning guest to the program. But up first, we have Dr. Ron Eccles, who is a speaker, author, and business coach, and a returning guest to the program. Dr. Ron, welcome to the program today.
Good morning, guys.
Thanks
for having me. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Jamie.
And so we're going to be focusing today on your event coming up. So let's just go ahead and lead into that with the event date and time and how people can register for this.
Well, the event's called, it's my 5-step system on how to triple your income next year. What is the main interest most business owners have? You're a small business owner. It's about getting more income in your pocket. And most people have great skill sets in doing what they do, but most people just not seasoned business people. This event is designed specifically for 8 hours of putting massive information you can implement right away to go to work at changing your business next year. So I want to make sure that everyone understands you are going to have to work. There is no magic bullet from the standpoint of, hey, you learn this and then it automatically goes into play and you earn a lot of money. No, I'm going to give you strategies you'll have to put into play, but I guarantee it will move you from a me too to a me-only business. That's my entire goal for 8 hours, to get you to move from being me too like everyone else to being you alone. And standing out.
This event is on January 5th, and people can register at drroneccles.com, and there's / how to triple your business in 2017 with a dash in between each of the words, but we'll put that up in the recap to make that easy. But talk to us about registration and pricing.
Well, I felt an obligation. We were in a process for a year and a half of bringing a company for similar coaching into the United States through a friend of mine, and that all changed. Things happened with the immigration issues, with coming across the border, the expenses. So I decided to launch the same type of business, only to make it a lot more affordable for the people in the Tampa Bay area, because I don't want anything to get in the way. So here's what I decided to do. I decided to do the event for an incredibly low fee of $297. You get 8 hours of business training, and I'm going to gift to the people who come in and complete it a $497 online course that I created called Triple Income Academy. Now, it's completely different information that you get than you get in the 8 hours. This is 5 hours of how to get people to say yes to your products or your services, and getting people to say yes in life in general.
Absolutely. And you're going to go through your 5-step system to triple your income, some of the talking points on what people will learn, how to create an unfair marketing platform. What do you mean by this?
Well, let me give you an example. How did Steve Jobs launch Apple and have it become the #1 technology company in the world? There's a secret sauce behind there. Steve Jobs was able to utilize a formula I'm going to show you in this training event that'll allow you to separate yourself from all other competitors, to where your ideal audience will be able to hear your voice and hear your voice alone.
Interesting movie. I've watched it a number of times, and there's a scene in the movie where he's talking with Steve Wozniak, his co-founder, who really created Apple. Steve Wozniak was the brains behind it. Steve Jobs was the entrepreneur. And Steve Wozniak is asking him, what have you, why is it I hear 5 times a day that Steve Jobs is a genius? You don't code, you don't know how to write anything, you don't do anything. And he said, it's because I know how to play the orchestra, or it's something like that. Each individual person inside an orchestra knows how to play their instrument, and they play it very well. But the conductor plays the orchestra, because they're talking about what the role of the conductor was in the orchestra. And he's like, I play the orchestra. And it's just a beautiful scene in there to describe what he does inside the business. And if you haven't seen the Steve Jobs movies, there's actually 2 of them out there now.
Mm-hmm.
There's the one with Ashton Kutcher, and then there's the other one with
Michael Fassbender.
Yes, and they're both incredible pieces. And for people that aren't familiar with the character Steve Jobs, he was a very unique individual, much so. If you want to elaborate.
Yeah, I don't think I would like Steve Jobs very much if I met him as a worker for him, but to look at him from the outside in, he was a brilliant man. But here's one of the things that's really interesting, and I use him as an example, but I'll use Harley Davidson as one also. I mean, here's a motorcycle company that inspires people with a branding, with a way of creating a distinctive message, where people are going out and tattooing Harley Davidson on their body. I mean, how do you create a culture like that? Well, you have to. In other words, there's plenty of motorcycles available, right? But Harley Davidson engenders an incredible amount of identity with their loyal customers that says, I will only buy and ride a Harley Davidson.
It's interesting.
I can help you
they
create.
have done a great job with branding. It's
Yeah, I
amazing.
can help you create the same thing in your business. As a matter of fact, when I became a Y certified coach to actually train and teach this stuff, it's $7,500 to come and spend a day with me to have you learn this information. I'm going to give you the nuts and bolts of it, the real strong skeleton of it, so you can go and do it on your own in this event. And that's only 1 step out of 5.
And we're also going to talk about how to establish a proven business operating system for maximum scalability and growth. What do you mean by scalability?
Well, here's the thing. For most people, they hit a glass ceiling. They start out a business, and because they don't have the right systems in place, they limit how much people they can serve or how much product they can produce. Without a good system, you're not able to scale, to move your business to larger amounts of production, whether you have a service-based company or you have a product-based company. You're selling items or you're giving advice or services. Either way, there's a limitation based upon how reproducible and how scalable you are to be able to grow your company. And the only way you can make more money is you got to be able to scale your business.
I think a big problem why people have problems with scaling is the delegation. They have a problem with trusting others to do what it is that they do. What is your insight?
Well, I think it goes. That's one component of a very large piece. I'm going to show you 6 major components to create an operating system that will allow you to grow as far as you want. It's a business operating system that's been around for a while, and it has been well proven to allow companies to grow massively once they understand how it works and everyone is in their right seat rowing in the right direction.
I think throughout my businesses, that's been the hardest thing to learn to master is delegation. because it's very hard to learn to trust others to do what indeed you need them to do. And especially, I think, throughout the time of starting the business and to where you now it's been 4 or 5 years out, it's still, I don't know, I'm still challenged with that. Although now that, you have those that are set in their specific places and they do their job, it's still difficult. I think I still deal with that. And I think you deal with that at home with your children or anyone, or your spouse. If you have different tasks that need to be done, half the time you'll just do it yourself.
That's the real challenge for most entrepreneurs, and that is to understand what their time value is, and to stop doing things that are not in their time value category. So if there's a job that's $15 an hour and you're doing it, but your time is worth $250 an hour, you are robbing yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Our time could be much better spent doing what is building revenue for our organizations. But
When we get to one of the other points, I'll share with you that it is a major separation when you are doing the average type of business an entrepreneur is doing. In other words, trying to do it all and control everybody.
Right.
But if you learn how to create an inspired business, people will do things far beyond your ability to do their job.
Oh, I agree. And I think a lot of the times, as far as scalability, part of the problem is we're trying to do things that at this point are not, they're more our weaknesses and not our strengths. So if we hired those that actually that's what they're supposed to be doing, that's their talent, their expertise, then of course the scalability aspect is going to be a little more smoother. But when we're still trying to do everything ourselves, and then I think too, having the different professionals not actually utilizing where their strengths are, having them in the wrong fields of what they should be doing. So a lot of different things there that we could be doing to help that.
For this upcoming event, I'll give you an example. I needed a landing page built with all the right information. Well, I knew what needed to be on there, but I don't possess the technical knowledge to be able to do that. So I contacted a friend of mine, and I hired an IT person for $10 to $12 an hour. They built it for me.
A professional. It's amazing what they can do, right?
And it saved me so much aggravation, time, and stress because, again, as an entrepreneur, I'm in that skill set where I have a very small staff. I want to be able to do more things myself, but I realize that I have to follow my own recipes, right? If I'm going to teach other people to do things, I've got to be able to follow it.
Sometimes it's hardest for us to follow our own, isn't it?
I think it is because many of us who are entrepreneurs come from either poor or blue collar, that middle of the road background, and we were always taught if you're going to do something, right, do it yourself, right? So, and then we're also told that you don't let someone else do something that you can do yourself. So we get stuck in that mindset, but that's not how wealthy people become wealthy. They learn how to delegate, they learn how to trust other people, and the really good companies learn how to inspire their teams to rise to their full potential.
And that's one of the other points that you're going to be teaching in your workshop coming up on January 5th, how to build an inspired team and company. We'll elaborate a little bit more on that and get some tips from Dr. Ron Eccles when we come back from the break. Again, be sure to learn more about the seminar at drroneccles.com/how to triple your business in 2017. And we'll get the link up for that on the show recap. Again, this event going on January 5th for the low price of just $297. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. 4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
From the Spectrum Traffic Center.
Crash in Tarpon Springs has all lanes blocked on southbound US 19 at Tarpon Avenue. Alternate 19 also jammed now from US 19 through Tarpon Springs. East Lake is probably your better option in the southbound direction. Also, heavy traffic on westbound I-4 approaching 275 in downtown Tampa. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. If you have questions about youth or high school sports, Positive Coaching Alliance has answers. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, offers more than 1,000 free online resources to inform and inspire youth and high school coaches, parents, student athletes, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Today, mostly sunny, cool, and dry with a high 68. Tonight, mostly clear, low 45. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 75.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly. We're on the show business, talking to Dr. Ron Eccles, speaker, author, and business coach, and learn more about him at drroneccles.com.
Okay, so let's get back with building, give us some tips on building an inspired team and a company.
Well, here's the thing. Is number one is you must always hire and fire based upon core values. The number one challenge to most business owners, and it doesn't matter whether you're a business owner of one person or you are a large team of people, you must establish core values that you are going to hire and fire by and you run your business by. And it doesn't matter if you have a person that has great skills that can do a job, but they don't fit your company's core values, you do not hire them. And one of the biggest challenges for most people is to figure out, do they have the right people on the bus sitting in the right seats? That's a real key. And for many business owners, as we come in and evaluate their businesses, they don't have it. I spent 2 days with one of my clients going through this 5-step process, and I interviewed a lot of his employees, and there was one particular person that I just, and I said, look, I don't think this person's a good fit. They've been working for you for a while, but based upon what your core values are, this person is just not it. I mean, this business owner is a, retired Navy officer, combat, type A personality, aggressive, loving man. He pastored a church for a while when they didn't have a pastor. But he's also that person that really is very high on life and energetic. And he's got a guy working for him that is so opposite of his core values. And I just said, I just don't see this guy lasting a long time for you. So we had a discussion after he had a chance to go back and relook at this fellow. And he's just not a good fit. And it's not about doing something mean to somebody. When you let somebody go who doesn't belong in your business, you are freeing them up and blessing them to go somewhere where they do fit in.
Kind of like I mentioned earlier before the break, too, that a lot of times we have the wrong people in the wrong slots. And that, unfortunately, kind of holds us back from scaling and really experiencing the growth that we could potentially see.
Now, also at your workshop, you talk about teaching your students the total experience, how to produce loyal customers. Some tips on this.
That's really key. I believe that when I started practice as a chiropractor, one of the things I was originally taught was you can put a bunch of new patients in your office on a regular basis. It's kind of like filling up a bucket. But if you have a leaky bucket with lots of holes in it and you're losing clients and losing customers because you don't have the right engagement, you don't have the right experience for those individuals, you haven't crafted the experience correctly, then you are fighting against yourself all the time, and you're constantly having to pour more money into your marketing than you need to. If you can use your marketing dollars wisely, create an experience so that your current customers will refer more people to you and keep coming back for more business, you're automatically going to hit that fullness where you're going to hit that glass ceiling, and you're going to need to learn how to scale and grow again.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of business owners struggle with. If they could just retain the business that they've already gotten once to turn them into repeat customers, they could save so much marketing costs. But they always focus on new, including myself.
99.9% of the businesses that I know of, no matter how big they are, their customer experience sucks. And I hate to use that term, but it's horrible. In the medical world, it's absolutely horrendous. You go into a doctor's office and they ignore you at the front desk. You could be standing there for a minute or two and it says like you don't exist and you're inconveniencing them. That is the last kind of experience you need to have. I believe the experience begins with the very first contact, whether it's your website, whether it's they're listening to you live speak somewhere, no matter where it's at, that experience must carry right through, and you have to craft that very specifically. I tell people all the time, you are not, whatever business you think you're not in. You are in the crafting the experience business.
And also, during the seminar, you'll learn how to commit to tenacious self-improvement. So again, it's a 5-step system to triple your income. Dr. Ron, let's run through the event one more time, going on January 5th. How do we get involved with this again?
Well, you got to go to the link, and you're going to post the link up. You go to the link and you register. When you come, I promise you, if you show up 5 minutes late, you will miss 5 minutes of the information because I plan on starting, unless there's some sort of technology problem, I will start exactly on time. As a matter of fact, I'm even going to announce I might start a little bit earlier and give people more bonus information. That event is coming up January 5th. Make sure you get registered right away.
All right, drroneckles.com/how to triple your business in 2017, only $297. We'll get that up on the recap as well. Dr. Ron, great discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Coming back from the break, we'll be talking with Cheryl Pollins on That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Approaching I-4, westbound I-4, approaching downtown Tampa. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson, Utica, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Boys and Girls Club of America.
It's 3 p.m. School's out for America's kids. And when school's out, clubs are in. It's time to support the Boys and Girls Clubs. Visit greatfutures.org.
1250 winds, Weather Center forecast. This cold morning will eventually warm up to around 70 degrees today. Sunshine in the skies, low 50s tonight. Mid-70s return tomorrow under sunny skies and back up near 80 by midweek. Impact Radio, 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. If you're wondering how to get on the program, visit tbsinterview.com. Also, you can learn more about the program over at tampabayradio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Our next guest for the program is Cheryl Pullins. She is a TEDx speaker and iconic brand strategist. Learn more about her throughout the discussion over at cherylpullins.com, and she's a returning guest to the program. So, Cheryl, welcome back.
Welcome, Cheryl.
Thank you, Jamie and Kelly. It's awesome to be here.
And so let's start with TEDx. You're a TEDx speaker. Tell us a little bit more about what it means to be a TEDx speaker, how you got involved with this.
Well, there's a great story about how I got involved with this, and people always ask, how did you become a TEDx speaker? Well, one was, it was a dream. It started that way.
A dream you made reality.
A dream I made reality. And what happened, I was speaking for a conference in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, women working in corrections for the state of Pennsylvania. And we did this session on life balance. And I had a couple hundred ladies in the room, and we had a blast. We really did. We had a great time. Well, I didn't realize how great of a time they had, because when the Secretary of Corrections for the state of Pennsylvania, I guess, came back from wherever he was, he said, all I heard was about this session with this woman, Cheryl Pullins. He said they were all abuzz about it. Well, unknown to me, they were doing this first ever TEDx event at a women's prison. And I received an email inviting me to be one of the speakers for this TEDx event, historical TEDx event. And it was as simple as me showing up, having a blast, doing what I love to do, and receiving an invitation to come speak on a TEDx stage.
And what is a TEDx event? I mean, for people that are not familiar with what even TEDx is, can you explain that, please?
Well, TED is, they talk about ideas worth spreading. They do very short presentations, usually about 18 minutes or so. You can sit and watch all day. Brene Brown is one of the well-known TED speakers.
Who is TED?
And I don't know who TED is.
Who is TED?
That's a great question.
It could be an acronym for all we know. I don't know. I'm not fully up to speed on what TEDx is. I know it's just a very good speaking series and speakers.
TED is, and then TEDx are independently organized TED events. They're usually local to the area, and you see them all over. So it's a dream platform for speakers.
And so what did it do for your career after you became a TEDx speaker?
I think people, they see that and they're like, ooh, this is amazing, and sometimes I almost forget that I had that incredible platform. So it does open doors for me.
I can imagine it does. I was just introduced to that not too long ago. I'd always heard about it, but I had never watched any. It's amazing. Any topic you have in mind, you go and you plug it in and you can find some information on it. Some fabulous talks by some great people.
Absolutely.
And then you can actually research, if you like the speakers, you can find even more information on what they have spoken about. So it's a good platform.
And what do you develop your talks around? A lot to do with branding, and so what are you known for?
I'm known for branding, but the talk that really opened doors for me when I first started speaking had nothing to do with branding, and it was all about life balance. And
the talk that you gave at the correctional facility?
The correctional facility, I gave a totally different talk because it was the correctional facility, and my talk was about living confined but thinking free. Having this way of thinking that you are, even though you're inside the walls, you think outside the walls.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I can imagine, working inside an environment such as that. I watch the shows on television and the stress that they're under, and then that type of an environment. How did you get invited into that type of environment to give that speech? How did that come about?
For the TEDx?
Yeah, for the TEDx.
That was it.
Originally, how did you get involved with the correctional facility to begin with?
I didn't. It came as a result of the invitation for me speaking at the conference that I spoke at. And the women were so excited about the time we had.
I see. So it was just a conference you did with all women.
It was a conference I did with all women.
Okay.
The conference was over. 2 weeks later, I received an email inviting me to speak at this TEDx event.
Which happened to be at the correctional institution.
Which was at the correctional facility for women, because it was the secretary for the Department of Corrections for the state of Pennsylvania that invited me.
Wow.
Interesting.
So it just happened kind of almost serendipitously.
Yes, it's just amazing how things happen that way, isn't it? They're supposed to happen that way. You talk about the 9 Ps. Tell us a little bit about the 9 Ps.
Oh, the 9 Ps those are my 9 Ps of branding. I love branding, and the 9 Ps really is a way to walk women through, because I work with women. It's a way to walk them through creating a very authentic and profitable brand. So the 9 Ps are passions, and passions is intentional with an S, personality, people, problem, positioning. I skipped over. I forgot purpose is one of them. Then products and profit.
And process.
Process. Yeah. So those are the 9 P's of branding. And we really build, the whole point of what I do is to help women build their brands on their passions, their personality.
So bringing all of these 9 Ps
and
together.
And then bringing all the 9 Ps
and really
together.
building a fabulous brand that uniquely represents that individual.
Absolutely.
Now, what is your background? Have you always worked in consulting? Did you come out of a corporate position and make the transition?
I came out of corporate America.
Was it human resources?
Yes, it was.
Many people leave human resources and go into consulting.
Yes,
it's just a trend that we see on this program a lot.
That's awesome. Yes, I spent 22 years in human resources in corporate America, and I made this transition. I went into coaching, life coaching first, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. And then I just kind of fell in love with branding. It was something that I always kind of followed anyway. Mm-hmm. And so then I transitioned into the consulting.
What was the corporate background? What business or business line or whatever?
Well, I worked for a company. I spent many years with an urban research park in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So research was 12 years of my journey. And then it was creative design company out in California. And then I spent time with a document services company.
And what was that catalyst to get out of corporate and into entrepreneurism?
Okay, so the real story is that my husband and I, we moved to Florida back in 2010. It was during like the recession, and I couldn't find a job. So the catalyst was I couldn't find a job.
Right.
Were you originally from Philadelphia?
Yes, I'm originally from Philadelphia, but we got married. He lived in Maryland, so I moved to Maryland. And then he got a job here in Tampa, and we moved to Tampa. And I just could not find a job that I was willing to get out of my bed early in the morning for.
And how long now have you been in the Tampa area?
So we've been here twice, 2010 to 2012, and we came back in 2014.
And then, so how long had you always had the desire to have your own business, even all the in all the years of HR? Did you ever think of owning your own business? No.
I thought it was the most ridiculous idea ever.
So what changed your mind about that? Then just the fact that you had to do it?
No, what really changed my mind was I had a little taste of it because I started a magazine while I was working full time for women, and I absolutely loved it. And I loved the doors that it opened for me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. This is awesome. So once we got here, I said, okay, let me try my hand at this entrepreneur thing. And I realized just how much I love the freedom of it, the ability to make connections and do fun stuff like this.
Well, it's like we talked, like the serendipity aspect of it. You know,
Absolutely.
Life takes us through the past that it does to bring us right where we are today.
Absolutely.
What became of your magazine? Is it still in the back of your mind and being worked on, or is it?
My magazine, I let it go. Mm-hmm. I did it for 4 years. I let it go. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work.
Kelly knows she does the magazine.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
It is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And I do have a project that I'm working on that I'm going to release later next year. When I do an event, I'm going to have something there. It's going to be special.
Very cool.
Tell us a little bit about the benefits of branding.
Well, the true benefits of branding is, one, it allows you to, the way I work through it, it allows you to be true and authentic to who you are. It positions you to stand out in the market, and it helps to make you profitable. You know, those are the real true benefits that I discovered myself about branding, and that's what I love bringing to my clients.
What are some tips that you might have on how to apply the branding? Like, so when I guess it's incorporating those all the P's into it as well, and then how do you successfully apply that?
Well, once we go through working through all of those P's, if you will, implementation is key. So many times people want to jump to their business cards, their website, and have all those different things. But really standing out, being authentic to who you are, engaging, let's see what else, engaging and sharing what it is that really is who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And building that uniqueness aspect of
and
it.
always, and that's the whole, it's the uniqueness, it's the identity, and that's why I call it being iconic.
I was going to say, so what does it mean to be iconic? And I guess it's a little bit of all of that, bringing all of those components together.
It's bringing all of those together, and just, I believe being iconic is bringing what you naturally have within you out.
I love it. So you have a big event coming up?
Yeah, I do. I have a really big event coming up next October 27th to the 29th, 2017, the Iconic Woman Conference.
I love that. It sounds super hero-ish.
Is this your first event, or is this something that you do every?
This is the first time.
First event.
Yeah, this is my first event of this sort. I do live events like every other month. I do Brunch and Branding, those types of things. But the conference that's the baby for the year next year. Yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, I'm sure we'll discuss that as it gets closer next year, so keep us informed on that. Let's take a break here. Currently talking to Cheryl Pullins, iconic brand strategist and TEDx speaker, and you can learn more at her website, CherylPullins.com. We got a lot more with her on branding when we come back from the break. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Disabled vehicles on westbound I-4 approaching 275 right in the center lane, and that has traffic now backed up to MLK and US 301. Big delays on southbound US 19 and Tarpon Springs. Crash investigation at Tarpon Avenue has all lanes blocked there. Traffic stacked up to before alternate 19. Consider Eastlake Road instead as your alternate. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Unbound. Right now, there's a girl in India who has dreams bigger than her village. Right now, there's an elder in Guatemala who dreams of a life of greater dignity and less loneliness. You can help change the future of one person in a single moment. Begin the change at unbound.org.
Today, mostly sunny, cool, and dry with a high 68. Tonight, mostly clear, low 45. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 75.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. We're here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., looking to inspire local entrepreneurs and share their stories of success with you, the listener. So if you're wondering how to get on the program, visit tbsinterview.com and also learn more about the program over at tampabayradio.com. In studio right now with Cheryl Pullins, TEDx speaker and iconic brand strategist, and you can learn more about her at cherylpullins.com.
So, Cheryl, let's talk about Brunch and Branding.
Yes, Brunch and Branding is a
I love the name.
Fun. It's a great event. I wanted to do something where I could bring women together to the table and we could talk about their brands, where it's no selling, it's no pressure, it's no stress. Let's talk about and even kind of mastermind your brand. And what better way to do it than over food?
Absolutely.
So,
and with a bunch of people together that could really collaborate and give their opinions and their tips.
Absolutely. And the ladies that come together, most of them, they don't know one another. So it's a great way for them to extend their own network and make great connections. So we meet every other month. We get together with, there are only 12 ladies. That way we can keep it very interactive.
So is it a specific group or is it open to the first 12
It's open to the first 12 that enroll.
Oh, okay.
That sign up. Yeah.
Now, when is your next one coming up?
Well, the next one, we're having one December 16th, but that one's sold out already.
Okay.
So we're doing one on February the 10th. And you can email me at Cheryl at CherylPullins.com, and then I can add your name.
And that's Cheryl with a CH.
Cheryl with a CH, and I can send you the information.
And what's
once
the
it's
email
available.
one more time?
Cheryl at CherylPullins.com.
And where do you usually hold the brunches?
Usually at some nice little restaurant at International Plaza.
Okay, so is it at different places throughout, or
well, we've been
typically
using the same place for the last. We've been using Brio for the
Okay.
last, couple times. I've decided in April that we're going to do something really different.
Okay.
And so I'm excited about that.
Very cool.
Now, you're in a field consulting where there's a lot of consultants. I know Tampa has a lot of consultants, just generally speaking. Branding and differentiation is, what we're talking about here today. How do you, as a consultant, differentiate yourself through your brand, with regard to other coaches and consultants that are out there in the markets?
Well, I think what I do in terms of differentiation is my brand is really inspired by film, fashion, and fragrance. So I use a lot of that type of terminology and those kind of visuals to promote and and market my brand.
Okay, so you reference a lot of films then.
I reference films in my copy. I reference in terms of my images. I try to use images that almost resemble perfume ads. And in terms of fragrance, I did. I said fragrance and film and fashion. Fashion. I use a lot of fashion.
I'm big on referencing film. If you listen to a lot of my programs, you'll hear me reference a lot of different movies through the years.
Yeah, The Godfather.
I just love that movie. I don't know if that's really inspirational, but it has some good lines in
You
it.
referenced it an awful lot.
It's just one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, well,
in terms of inspirational, though, my favorite is Rocky. I believe it's the perfect metaphor for life.
Great.
Yeah,
great.
if you take part 5 out of the mix, it's a tremendous.
I agree. And being from Philadelphia, Rocky is.
I
yeah,
can imagine.
I imagine you probably have seen the Rocky statue on the steps.
Have you ran up the stairs?
I have no. I haven't run up the stairs.
You walked up them, though, right?
I've walked up the stairs. Very familiar with the Italian market that he runs through early in the morning. The young lady he's running next to was my childhood friend, Jody Letizia, when we were growing up.
Oh, wow,
I have a
incredible.
little connection.
What films do you like to reference in your speaking? What are some of your favorites?
Well, let's see. I like to let me see. What are some of my films I like to reference? There's a movie called Family That Prays. I like to say some of those things, and it's usually actress based,
right?
So I like that. I like The Matrix.
Matrix is a great movie. I love
that movie
as well.
It is. It has lots and lots of little gems and nuggets in there. Oh, let's see. What else? I don't know. I just kind of run the gambit.
You don't know what a lot of times, and I can't think of them necessarily off the top of my head until the moment arises that reminds me of that scene. And then I can almost quote the lines and stuff. So definitely, I'm a big film person, though.
I
always
just did that in the email that I wrote, and I was telling women, it's time for you to play big and things like that. And there's a line in the movie Family That Prays where the mom, the matriarch of the family, she says, "It's high time that you do," So I kind of wrote that in my email and made reference to the movie. So yeah.
Let's talk about the importance of networking with regard to branding. You're a member of the Working Women of Tampa Bay. That's actually how we met last year.
Absolutely.
How do you advise your clients on getting involved in the community?
Community involvement is very big. Networking is huge. One of the things that I do tell my clients is to be intentional. Don't just network for the sake of networking. Have a purpose behind it. Have some intention behind why you are networking. Why are you going to this event? Even if it's just to make new connections. You know, I always tell people, you're not trying to sell people. You know, you're trying to connect with them.
And build relationships.
And build relationships. And that starts with the first conversation. And it doesn't mean you're going to meet them and sell them in the same sentence.
Yeah, it's about building relationships. And
you shouldn't even have that intention of doing so.
Absolutely.
Because I think then you're going in and setting yourself up for an unsuccessful evening.
Absolutely. I do the things called conversations to cash and or connections to cash. I think it is. It's one of those. And, you know, I talk about building those relationships, you know, and nurturing those relationships, because you can do the difference between a transactional relationship or a transformational relationship. Transformational relationships, you bring the whole network with you. Transactional relationships, it's just you and them. You know?
What are some mistakes that you would advise for people with regard to branding to stay away from? Because I think a lot of people, when they're trying to start out in an industry, not a lot, but some will go to something gimmicky. Maybe it's a certain outfit or, you know, a behavioral technique or something. What are some behavioral or branding mistakes, I should say, that you would advise people to watch out for?
One of the biggest mistakes, honestly, that most, and I serve women, most women make in particular, I can't speak for men because I don't work with them too much, is that they overlook learning everything they possibly can about their ideal client, knowing them like nobody else knows them, knowing their likes, their dislikes, their goals, their desires, their dreams, knowing the things that go beyond the demographic and into what we call psychographics, learning their lifestyle preferences, where they spend money, things of that nature. Most step over that.
All right. Well, good discussion. Cheryl Poulin's iconic brand strategist and TEDx speaker. Thank you so much for being in studio today. Good discussion.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Cheryl. And we need to remind everyone to sign up for the Brunch and Branding coming up in February.
CherylPoulins.com, and you can give her a call at 727-373-8911. 727-373-8911. Again, consultant to women and specializing in branding, and also a TEDx speaker, can speak on branding. Learn more about this program over at TampaBayRadio.com, and if you'd like to come on to the program, visit TBSinterview.com for more information, and please connect with us on Facebook at Facebook.com/That Business Show. We got another hour of the program when we come back from the break on That Business Show. Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.